Greetings, people of geometry. Moving on to new material. In your books at home, chapter 10. This is all about perimeter area circumference moving into volume. Tons of formulas. Get out a piece of paper right now. Sweet circle. Get out a piece of paper right now and start a formula sheet. It'll help you. You want to have it with you. You're going to need it. Hopefully you use it so much that you just learn the formulas. If not, memorize them. If you're not a good memorizer, derive the formulas from concepts that you already know. Example. We're going to start with the triangle. We've spoken a lot about the area of a triangle already. So we're going to start there. Remember, we talked about how to derive that a long time ago. We know from elementary school that the area of a rectangle is base times height. Well, through any 2 points you construct a line. Now we have two triangles. We already studied transformations, and we know that this situation right here is what? This serves as triangle congruency theorem, criterion, and we know that these are equal triangles. So obviously the area of a triangle is half base times height. Well, you use that for the parallelogram as well. If I call this little piece x and this little piece x, well then this has to be b minus x. And then you can go ahead and calculate the area of this, which is h times b minus x, and the area of the two triangles. What happens? Well, you'll see that that goes away, leaving you with xh, but that negative xh cancels it out, leaving you with base times height. Do it on your own, you'll see what I mean. The trapezoid over here, that's the one you want to remember. The sum of the bases times half the height. That's how I think about it. Let's look at some examples. You see right here, they give you a rectangle whose area is 27 square millimeters. That means the space that it covers, the two-dimensional space, area, right? If the area is 27 millimeters squared, we know that that has to be the base times the height. And sure enough, you set up your equivalency, divide both sides by 3, and get the answer, which is obviously 9. Then they want you to find the perimeter. Well, if this is 9, and this is 9, and this is 3, remember, perimeter is walking around. So 18 and 6 has to be 24. All right, so area of a parallelogram is base times height. Bang. What's my base? 10. What's my height? 6. What's my area? 60 square inches. Simple. Remember, base times height, half base times height, sum of the bases times half the height. The base of the rectangle, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for this. Why am I in blue? Oh my goodness. We're looking for this. Well, area is equal to base times height. 136 equals base times that. Well, when you divide both sides by 8 millimeters, notice millimeter cancels out with the square part, leaving you with just millimeters, which is good because we're looking for a linear distance. 8 goes into 136 times 7. Area of the trapezoid. Remember. Whoa. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Area of a trapezoid is right. Bang. So fill in the blanks. Base 1 plus base 2 times 7. What's that equal? This equals 26. And half of 26 is 13. And 7 times 13 is 91 meters. Oh, squared. My bad. So now we're looking for the height of the triangle. Well, area is equal to 1/2 base times height. If we know the area, we know the base, and we're looking for the height. Well, half of 24 is 12. And if I divide both sides by 12, let's see here. What is that? 8 away from 200. So 4 away from 100 has to be 96. Sorry, I was stretching. And we're dividing by meters. Centimeters. Get it together. Leaving us with centimeters. It's really important to have your units dialed in because it tells you whether or not you have the right answer or not. Like if your answer isn't in centimeters, it's in centimeters squared, you made a mistake. All right, let's do these ones really quickly. Perimeter of a rectangle. Height is 11. That means we're looking for the base. The area is 154. So 154 square inches has to equal base times height. Fourth try. When you divide by 11 inches, your inches crosses out with your squared, and 154 divided by 11 has to be 14. Now we want to look for base 2, and they give you the information of this trapezoid. So the area has to be 5 feet squared. 1/2. Base 1 is 1 foot plus base 2 times 2 feet. So now what? I'm going to leave out the units first. No, I'm not going to. 5 feet squared equals 1/2 foot plus half of b halves all times 2. Well, look what happens. That 2 distributes in and cancels with that, distributes in and cancels with that. So now we have 5 square feet is equal to 1 foot plus base 2 feet. And this is feet squared because that went into that. So when you subtract 1, what do you get? 4 feet squared. Divided by this foot gets that, which leaves me with B2. All right, next one gets into kites and rhombuses.